The big match, production number 44379, note recorded 19th of November 1978, take one.
Welcome again to the big match, where today we have three fine games from the First Division for you. The main match is between two clubs battling at the top, Arsenal against Everton. We also have the team at the bottom, Birmingham City, and their visit yesterday to Derby County, who've been embroiled all week, of course, in the Tommy Docherty affair. And to add to that, Middlesbrough against Southampton. And indeed much more besides. For example, sitting in the stands at Highbury yesterday, two famous sporting personalities. Here's one of them in the front row there, Paulo Cesar, the Brazilian World Cup star who may join Fulham. And behind him is Vitas Gerulaitis, the American tennis superstar. We should be talking to him later. And as we look at your letters, so many requests to see again that film that we shot at the start of the season of the Argentine World Cup star Osvaldo Ardiles of Tottenham. And today those requests are answered. And mention of the World Cup, pictures with a difference that bring back in startling fashion memories of last summer in Argentina. But first we move over to Highbury for Arsenal against Everton, with a first look on the big match at one of Arsenal's youngsters.
And here is Steve Gatting, brother of the Middlesex cricketer Mike Gatting, today playing his sixth game in the Arsenal first team. He's a left-back by nature. Today, though, he's playing in the midfield. Someone who used to play in the midfield for Arsenal is Trevor Ross, who moved from this club to Everton exactly 12 months ago and is captain for the day. So these then are the teams. Arsenal, with 4 league wins and a UEFA Cup victory against Hajduk Split behind them, are unchanged. Liam Brady plays today, but not on Wednesday, when he's suspended for the next UEFA Cup match against Red Star of Belgrade. Everton, meanwhile, who are unbeaten in the league, are also unchanged. There was speculation that Mickey Walsh, who scored only 3 times this season, might lose his place, but manager Gordon Lee is too canny to tamper with a successful side. Jeff Nulty is the substitute. The referee today, it's Clive Thomas from Wales, having a word there with Bob Latchford. It's a grey, windy afternoon as the crowd now waits for the start. So Arsenal get us away in the red shirts with white sleeves, white shorts. Everton today in an all-blue strip, and here's Sammy Nelson. Everton, well, they could have been in trouble there. Now Mike Pidgeck, played here for Dave Thomas. Walsh coming off that ball. Thomas again, playing it short for Andy King. Pidgeck to King again. Dobson. King with the Everton throw. Here's Dobson again. Thomas. Nicked it nicely there, but O'Leary quickly making his presence felt. Indeed, Gatting got in his way a little bit there as he looked capable of clearing that ball. Here's Stapleton. It's a little bit muddled in there, and that wasn't a particularly good ball. Willie Young quickly to spot it, though. And now here's Dobson, though, for Everton. Todd. King. Gone past Price. Beating Gatting for that one. Walsh. Oh, and he hit the post! And Arsenal scrambling that one away with Brady. But Mickey Walsh, who's had not a great deal of luck since he joined Everton from Blackpool, getting a good shot in there. And unlucky to see it hit the post, and Arsenal grateful to get it away. Ball played out here for Nelson. Brady again, played in first time this time to Ricks, on for Stapleton, back to Ricks again, played in for Sunderland. Good play here by Arsenal, if Sunderland can get it back. A little chip coming in there towards David Price, and in fact it just nicked Price his head and went behind for the goal kick. But applause all around Highbury, not so much for the finishing effort, but the lovely flowing first-time movements that led to the ball arriving at Sunderland's feet. O'Leary under pressure, and Jennings just fisting it away. But again, here's Thomas. The little chip coming in towards Latchford. That could have been so dangerous. And really it began with a long pick by the keeper. And very often sides are put under pressure by that. And it was an awkward back header. And then when it eventually came back into the centre again, Latchford headed it wide. So a corner for Everton, which Dave Thomas will take. Pat Rice at the near post. And a good fist away, one-handed there by Pat Jennings. Ross turning it back in again. Lions with had a whole clutch of Arsenal men going up, and eventually, with 10 of them back, they had to get it away. Pejic. Inviting Ross to go for that one. A handball spotted by the linesman on the far side. Mr. Bullivant. Brady for Arsenal. Now it's with O'Leary. Nelson. Oh, a lovely bit of skill by Nelson, and a lovely cross to go with it as well. Sunderland couldn't quite get to it, but Arsenal, no, it's a goal kick. Thought they were going to get at least a corner out of that. But Sammy Nelson, a fullback with some extraordinary skills on the ground there in a very, very confined area, somehow getting himself free, and not content with that, putting in a really good cross as well. Nelson's header comes straight to Trevor Ross. Ooh. Backed by Brady. A free kick. Trevor Ross will take the kick himself. A little chip free kick there towards Bob Latchford to go! Well, Trevor Ross. What a remarkable goal for a defence like Arsenal's to give away, and indeed Pat Jennings too. Well, I'm wondering what Pat's thinking about that. There's no doubt about the joy in Trevor Ross's mind. There he is, the free kick was taken. Bob Latchford took a lot of people's eye off that ball, including, I suspect, Pat Jennings, and it floated gently into the corner of the net. 1-0 to Everton. Brady now. What a soft goal to give away when you're chasing towards the top of the table. And what a lovely fillip to get for Everton when you are in second place chasing your local rivals, Liverpool. So Rice retrieving the ball. Brady with the free kick. It's with Pat Rice again. Hit it well. Oh my word, and what a good save. Brady, such a beautiful hitter of the ball. Caught that beautifully, and we could follow the flight of it so well. It was swerving a little bit. Wood got a hand to it, touched it onto the crossbar, and away it went. A corner then for Arsenal. All right in trouble there. Sunderland getting the header in, and in the end Stapleton turning it in, looking for the penalty. Clive Thomas with his arms outstretched saying no penalty. That's where Stapleton was buffeted down, but the referee said no penalty. Rice. Rice with a long kick forward, nicely guided down by Frank Stapleton. Sunderland. Good cross, good save. Sunderland showing some very lively form down both flanks, in fact, and found a bit of space there. One of those low crosses that might go anywhere, and in fact, with the Arsenal forwards coming in, was safely clutched to the chest of George Wood. Given away by Thomas. Straight to Graham Rix. Thomas trying to retrieve it, and the ball coming into Sunderland! Purely of Everton's making. And from the moment Dave Thomas gave that ball away in really silly fashion there, Everton were in trouble, and as that ball came flinging across there, Sunderland just couldn't get the touch that was required, and it stays at Everton 1-0 in the lead. O'Leary and Walsh going for it, a bit of pushing and shoving, and the referee deciding it was both to blame. So Brady with the free kick. O'Leary. Oh, this could be trouble now as Andy King takes it up. Willie Young facing him. David O'Leary trying to get back. My word, just past the post. And Arsenal caught all over the place. And King, apart from that last little finish, did so well because he was under great pressure as he belted towards that Arsenal goal with Young facing him and O'Leary after him. Still got in a powerful shot, wide of Pat Jennings, but also wide of the post. Brady. Well, he's running into trouble there, and in fact a linesman on this side flagging an indirect free kick given against Everton as Brady wormed his way through there. Now Brady, who will lift this free kick towards the heads of Willie Young and David O'Leary, who've come up again. And Clive Thomas will want the Everton wall back 10 yards if it's going to mean anything. In fact, it comes to Rix, and it was headed away there by Ross. Now for Willie Young, and headed away that time by Dobson. Rather, it was Walsh. Not away yet. That time it's by Dobson, and they haven't got it away yet. Once more towards Willie Young. He's got his header in, and Everton in trouble again. King this time getting it away. Now Nelson lifting it in once more. Sunderland's there to try and make a bit of mischief, and in the end it's Billy Wright who gets it away. Everton under a great deal of pressure there, but the best save of all was the very first one, that header away off the line right there by Trevor Ross. It's King, Thomas, King again, sorting out the angle here for Dobson. Support from King again, who's always been available in that midfield for Everton. Here's Pejic, played towards Mickey Walsh on the far side. His header getting in, and it'll come through here for Dave Thomas. And Arsenal aren't out of the wood yet. That's a nice little cross by him. Latchford going in there. Oh, and headed down by Walsh straight into Jennings Midget. Nice bit of play by Thomas, a delicate little cross. And the downward header by Walsh into Jennings' stomach. Brady trying to sneak his way out of that Arsenal half again. And finds Stapleton. O'Leary's come forward. Last seconds of the first half now. Trying to play it in here for Price. Again, just getting there to George Wood. Solid team performance again by Everton, and indeed it was their goal after 20 minutes by Trevor Ross, who learnt his craft here at Highbury and left last November to join Everton, who's played well in this first half, picking up a lot of things in the midfield, making a lot of good forward runs, and of course it was his free kick, to everybody's surprise in that Arsenal defence, that was allowed to go straight in. And I should think Pat Jennings will have one or two things to explain to one or two teammates at half-time. It's so unlike him. Well, it means that there's a half-time score with a lot more to come on the big match today. Here at Highbury then, half-time we have Arsenal 0, Everton 1. We'll be back with the second half. Back to Highbury as Everton now get us away, attacking the goal to our right in the all-dark strip of blue. Arsenal in the white shorts, and Everton leading by a goal to 0, scored by Trevor Ross. Andy King, who's had a big influence on Everton that first half, really lively and always available in the midfield for them. It's with Walsh. And now Thomas. Oh, the boot was going in there a bit, I think. Pat Rice may have been aiming for the ball, but he caught Dave Thomas, and it's a free kick for Everton. The question really is whether Arsenal can step up that gear or so in the second half to dent this Everton unbeaten record and pull back the goal they gave away in the first half. Well, it's Everton on the attack now with this long free kick coming in. Pat Jennings, a good fist away that time. Wilson. Todd guiding that for right, in turn back to George Wood. Pejic. That's not a very good clearance. Straight into touch. Arsenal's throw. Stapleton. Nothing really has gone all that right for Frank Stapleton this afternoon. Yet in his last home game here, he scored a fine hat-trick against Ipswich. At the moment, it's one of those days for Frank. But here's Liam Brady, who really does seem to be on song. And a lovely left foot cross again towards Stapleton. Well, there might be something out of this penalty. Penalty given as Wood brought down Stapleton. And Clive Thomas is absolutely besieged by Everton players, but he saw something that suggested that George Wood took Stapleton's leg. Just as I was saying, that it was one of those days for Frank Stapleton. It was Brady's lovely long cross again, and Stapleton in trying to control it, and Wood coming at him. Wood brought him down, and the referee had no hesitation, in spite of the Everton protest that follows it. Now, Brady versus Wood with a chance to make it 1-1. That's what it is. Goals this season for Liam Brady, and that's his 4th penalty. It's a dead-eye bit from that range. And it was beautifully placed high to Wood's right. 1-1. Walsh. Dobson. Thomas again. Telling his front men to go away from him. He's going to sling a long one in, but instead plays it short to Dobson, who tried to get it through towards King. Ross, Todd. Everton have pulled a lot forward now. Todd might go all the way if he's got the skill. Looking around to see who's up there with him. Well, there's Walsh. Played this time for Ross, who's hammering one there, but didn't really catch it. Thomas. They've given that away. In fact, they have given it away. A little touch coming to Price. Brady tried to get in there. Might still get in there. Brady. That's a beautiful goal. Liam Brady, his second and Arsenal's second. And Everton's unbeaten record could be in trouble. Well, there were one or two moments when it looked as though Everton should have got that Arsenal threat away. But the ball finally broke for Liam Brady, out of the right, not an easy angle, but his aim was sure and it beat George Wood. Arsenal 2, Everton 1. Liam Brady, his second goal. Latchford falling and no foul. Latchford. Now Ross. All brought down by Nelson, and Ross wasn't happy, and the yellow card comes out. So Clive Thomas shows the yellow card to Sammy Nelson for the challenge on Trevor Ross that you see here. Jeff Conte warming up. Whether that's just as a precaution in case Ross can't continue, or whether the penalty will come on in any case to offer another variation, looks like the former. It's a free kick though to Everton then, which Colin Todd will take. Nodded down and in, and Willie Young getting well there as Mick Lyons headed that ball down into a very dangerous area indeed, and Willie Young getting it away. So a corner for Everton. Dave Thomas with it. And they haven't got it away. Dobson might get in and has made it 2-2. Well, after a fairly uninspired first half hour, it's really bubbling along now, with Everton having drawn level from that corner by Dave Thomas, which Arsenal didn't really look like getting away. And in the end, Martin Dobson, from very close range, was able to make it Arsenal 2, Everton 2. Well, Martin Dobson, who scored 2 against Chelsea last week, gets 1 against Arsenal today, has a liking clearly for London clubs. They were made of there, because they could easily have crumbled Everton, but here we come again with Arsenal attacking once more. Ricks just planting it high in the air, say come and get that one. It was the fist of Wood that got it away, and then the boot of Andy Keane. Back it goes. Work by him, and Sunderland would hope to get in there too. Could have been flattened by the fist of Wood as he came out there. It was a brave piece of play by Sunderland. Thomas to Wood. Quarter of an hour to go, 2-2. Well, the supreme technician on this field is Liam Brady. Can he unlock Everton once more in the quarter of an hour that remains to giving Arsenal a victory? And make a hat-trick for himself, of course, if he can score it. There's Todd. Leary up so well again. It's an Arsenal throw. Brady. go on doing that. I mean, that was inch perfect again from about 50 yards. Incredible play. And a header that was just wide there, with Rice coming right in there. But Brady's passing this afternoon, the long-range stuff, has been absolutely astonishing. There we saw one, what, must have been between 30 and 40 yards. And it fell exactly at the feet of Sammy Nelson, although there were 3 or 4 players between him and Nelson. That can come to Brady again. Different sort of cross this time, but this time Everton were ready for it. It was Pejic who got it away. Rice. Sunderland. And a throw to Arsenal. Walsh right back there, helping Pejic. Nolte warming up again for Everton on the far side, but it's Willie Young, Alan Sunderland, and Dobson getting that away, but Price beating him to it, and doing well to get a good shot in on the turn. It forced Wood to his knees. Price just nicking that ball away, turning and shooting for Wood to save. So that's Billy Wright, who I think will be coming off any moment now. Brady wants to be in everything. Gatting. Number of space he's found for other people with some very shrewd passing. That's a good one from Gatting as well. Well taken by Rice. Now Rice with a chance to get it in again. Playing it to Stapleton. Oh, goodness, just across the face of that Everton 6-yard area for the want of a touch. And it's Billy Wright who's going off now. Number 5, and Jeff Nolte orderly off the bench now to give Nolte some instructions. Here come Everton with Andy King leading the way. Bob Latchford away on the right. Here's Ross hitting it straight at Nelson. Played in again, that's a good ball played in there towards Latchford, and it could almost come for Walsh. Not often that the combination of Latchford and Walsh has worked today, and it very nearly happened there. A nice ball played in by Ross, Latchford helping it on, and Walsh not quite getting the touch. Pat Jennings ordering everybody forward. He's got the wind at his tail. He's got a chance of whacking a long kick forward there to put Everton under pressure in these last seconds. Latchford right back to help out. Todd, who will never be flustered, although I think Latchford was expecting that pass. And he's lost it now. But there was a defender, Nick Lyons, and you can see what he was saying to Bob Latchford. These forwards who'd come back and caused trouble. And Lyons showed Latchford where it had to go, where it was safe. And it's all over. That's the final whistle's gone before the throw could be taken. Liam Brady, the master technician, the scorer of both Arsenal's goal, one from the penalty spot and one a beautiful right foot drive from a difficult angle. And so Everton's unbeaten record remains intact thanks to that goal early on by Trevor Ross, such a soft one it was too, and then one by Martin Dobson in the second half. 2-2, maybe a fair scoreline, and two sides who are going to go on battling away at the top of the First Division. Final score then, Arsenal 2, Everton 2.
So a 2-2 draw, and a victory really for those of us who were there to enjoy it. And a couple of moments I think that need clearing up. How on earth did Arsenal concede that first Everton goal so soft? And what about the penalty that gave Arsenal their first goal? These were a couple of points I raised afterwards with David O'Leary of Arsenal and Trevor Ross of Everton. First, Trevor's view of the surprising goal he scored. Did it hit anyone on the way in?
No, it didn't. It didn't touch anybody at all. It just seemed to go past everybody, and Pat Jennings didn't believe it when he just went past him as well. Didn't touch anybody whatsoever.
I should think you could believe it.
I didn't believe it, but I was pleased with it.
Why do you think that happened? I mean, were people looking at Bob Latchford coming in, do you?
Well, I think it was Bob who come across, like, and I don't know if, I think it was Willie who was with him. I don't know if he thought he heard a shout from Pat Jennings to leave it or what. He everybody just seemed to leave it, and it just went, straight into the corner.
A lot of people got a great regard for you, and I think Bob Blatchford probably's got a great regard for you. You bottled him up pretty well in Dublin, in the international, and you and Willie Young did such a good job on him today.
I think Willie played him out of the game today. I wasn't happy with my own performance today.
Really?
Yes, I felt it was one of those days where you felt sluggish, and I'd never seemed to get out of it all the game. I thought Willie played Bob Blatchford very well, and I don't want to take any glamour out of it because I think Willie marked him out of the game.
Fine. Mind you, the one controversial point today, I think, was the penalty that Arsenal got early in the second half, which Everton protested very strongly about. Were you in a good position to see that yourself, Trevor?
Well, the ball come over, and I thought I was speaking to George after the game about it. And,
George with the goalkeeper?
Yeah, Georgie. And he said that he was pushed by, I think it was Frank, and as the ball went down, he went to get it, and Frank fell over him. I don't know, that's all I can, say about it. But according to George, he said it wasn't a penalty.
First, let's establish then whether George Wood, the Everton goalkeeper, was pushed by Frank Stapleton. A genuine jump for the ball here by the Arsenal striker, and a catch by George Wood. He loses it. There's no pushing there, maybe a bit of holding there, but it's still hard to see. But now, as George Wood, that looks to me a genuine attempt of a goalkeeper to get the ball, and the momentum carries him through. And also, you could argue that Frank Stapleton was diving over the goalkeeper's hands. A very debatable decision by Clive Thomas. But what about the future at Arsenal of David O'Leary?
What I want to do is stay here. As I say, I've got 6 months left of a contract to do here, and I hope, if I had the choice, I'd like to stay here. They're a great club, and I'm very, very happy here.
What are the things that could influence you about staying here or going abroad? I mean, is it just finance or not?
As I say, the club are trying to work out a new contract for me. It comes down to I've got to really look for the best contract I can get, my next one, and the club are trying to do this, and I want to stay here. I'd love to stay here, and I hope they can come up with a good contract for me. They're working on it, and as I say, I don't think I could get any better club in England than this.
So Arsenal fighting to keep the services of David O'Leary, and for that matter of Liam Brady as well. And what a performance Liam Brady turned in yesterday. Every pass he made had class and vision on it. Enjoy again just a couple of those moments.
Here's again finding Brady. Brady's switching the point of that beautifully, and you can see the advantage of it by how much space there is here for Nelson and for Ricks. Brady. Can't go on doing that. I mean, that was inch perfect again from about 50 yards.
Liam Brady at his best, and as I told you at the start of the programme, Paulo Cesar, the former Brazilian World Cup star, was at the game, and he raved about Brady's performance. It was one of pure technical achievement, he said. Paulo also said that he hoped to sign for Fulham on Wednesday, but would not be available for the match at Charlton next Saturday because of formalities with the Brazilian FA. And also in the stand, as you saw, was America's tennis star Vitas Gerulaitis, and I gathered it was the first time that he'd ever been to a top football match. I wondered what had impressed him most.
Well, the stadium's a lot different than the stadiums we have back in the States. And, you know, the crowds with the singing and the chanting is a lot different than the people we have back in the United States. So I was really excited to be in a totally different atmosphere than when I'm used to seeing a game.
What about the game in the States? It's much more a family affair than it seems to be here, do you think?
Right, and well, the caliber is just totally different than what we have back in the States. They play on AstroTurf, and they have, you know, different rules. I think the offside rule is a little bit different than the rules here, and, you know, they just want a lot more scoring and instead of a lot more of the finesse, and you see so much great passing and different types of play here than you do back in the States.
Yes. Who impressed you out there today?
Well, the Brady played a great second half, and, you know, I'm just happy that Arsenal made a 2-2 tie because I was going to walk home if they didn't score that last goal.
How much interest is in America for the football, basically?
Well, it's starting to get a lot more popular. Kids like in Connecticut and Massachusetts and now in New York, everybody's starting to play a lot. And before it was just, you know, baseball, basketball, and American football. But now as kids start to play a lot more at the high school level and grammar school level, everybody wants to go see the New York Cosmos now play. And I think in maybe 10 years from now, we might have a team that may come over here and not become embarrassed by watching this kind of football. Yeah.
Is there a following for English football in America?
Well, we get a lot of the games back from here on our educational station in the States, and so a lot of people get to see English football, and surprisingly enough, a lot of people watch it.
Now on ITV coming up in the next few weeks, we have the Davis Cup from Palm Springs with a lot of hopes on Great Britain. You're in a good position now to tell us how you think that might go.
Well, I think that, you know, we fielded a pretty strong team. Connors and myself were asked to play, but we had already committed 6 months ago to play in Germany. So I think they've elected to pick McEnroe and Gottfried, Smith and Lutz. But, you know, a lot of surprises have happened in Davis Cup before, and I think England, this is the first time they've been in the final round for 41 years. And anything can happen. Everybody says, oh, the United States should win for sure, but the United States has not been in the final round for a couple of years either.
But you obviously feel the United States should win it.
I think they should win it, even though it would be nice to see England win, but I'm pretty sure the United States will pull it out.
We shall see, or rather you can see, because to remind you before we go on that it is a part of the ITV sporting service that you will see exclusive coverage of that Davis Cup final live from Palm Springs in California next month on this channel. Now we carry on with our football service and our second match. For that we go to the northeast for Middlesbrough against Southampton, where the pictures come from Yorkshire Television, the commentators Martin Tyler. Middlesbrough are in the dark strip.
Is onside, 1 against 1, and it hit the post and went the wrong side. A man who has been so sharp in those situations in recent matches. He held his position well, Mickey Burns, to stay onside. He was threaded through by Armstrong for him. He kept his head, rolled it wide of Geno, but it hit the post and went outside. Shearer in pursuit, and it was rather left for the goalkeeper, and it could have given Middlesbrough a chance. Cochrane this time coming inside. Shearer. Two to his left, and he was fouled. All stemming really from a little bit of sloppiness. It gave Middlesbrough possession, and then Cochrane was allowed to take it up. And Shearer was tripped. A six-man wall, joined by Stuart Bone. Boyer standing behind him. Bone will obviously try and move out. Boyer now coming in front of him. Armstrong over the ball. Readjustment of the placing, and Mickey Burns buries it in the corner. The salute from Burns and from the supporters, and a little bit of craftiness from David Armstrong, who just moved the ball a little bit and replaced it before he knocked it to one side, and then Burns drove it across Geno right into the far corner. Waldron getting it back to ball. Nicholas stayed up. Mills, it came off. It might come for Curran. Bailey reacted smartly. Now it's 2 against 2. Burns has Shearer up with him. Golak is striving to get back. Burns looking to bend it. Well, it was an effort that had confidence written all over it. And when you're scoring goals like Mickey Burns is at the moment, you're entitled to be confident. Leaving Golak behind him and then choosing to cut back inside and looking to curve it inside the far post, and he was a yard away. Andruszewski. Ball caught, going in the wrong direction. Bailey. Burns again trying to stay onside, and he's done it. Played onside, in fact, by Andruszewski. Shearer in the middle, so too is Mills. He's looking for Mills. So simple. And the goal scorer turns provider, because it was all about Mickey Burns' running again. David Mills finishing it off, but Burns so sensitive to the squareness of Southampton's defence. It wasn't Waldron, the number 6, who played him onside. It was Andrew Shevsky out of your picture, but it was such sensible ball across, and David Mills thanks him very much for it. Forward from Golak, touched on by Williams, and Bones back pass, letting in Hebbard. Now Boyer, Craggs is back on the line. And it was the back pass that let in Trevor Hebbard, came to Boyer, who chipped it straight for goal, and John Craggs, back covering, knocked it off the line.
2-0 for Middlesbrough. Now it's time for your letters, and as you can see spread around the place, a great wodge of them all complaining that I've got it in for Spurs, that my commentary was biased against them when they lost to Nottingham Forest last Saturday. Let me say straight away, I've nothing against Spurs whatsoever. Indeed, I've enjoyed watching them regularly for, well, over 20 years now, and I think some of my happiest and most vivid football moments have happened at White Hart Lane. But last week I honestly felt that Forest, even with so many reserve players in their side, never really looked like losing, and I said as much. We're all entitled to our view, but I think to redress the balance a little for all you Tottenham fans, let us show you again now that special film we made on Osvaldo Ardiles during the early season match against Chelsea. So many of you in fact have written asking to see it again. Many said you were on holiday still and missed it. So here we go.
I've traveled the land with a guitar in my hand, and an eye ever open for some fun. I've made some mistakes, had my share of the breaks, seen the boys on the make and on the bum. Run for home, run as fast as I can. Oh, running man, running for home. Run for home, run as fast as I can. Oh, running man, running for home. I've seen all the frowns on the faces of the clowns, and the downs that they take just to be free.
Some exquisite stuff there, and we shall be taking a special look at other players in that very special way as we go deeper into the season on the big match. And having seen Osvaldo Ardiles there, it's appropriate that we turn back now to the World Cup in Argentina last summer, where some of the scenes were quite unforgettable, not least those ticker-tape storms whenever Argentina came out to play. A World Cup that brought many great moments, and one of the great games when Argentina had to beat Peru by 4 clear goals to qualify for the final. You remember how they did it? With Argentina here in the stripes.
Bertoni taking the free kick for Kempes. Kempes again, and beautifully taken, and that really sets the stadium alight. The goal from Mario Kempes. 3 minutes to go to half-time. Tarantini! Holguin. Kempes. Kempes! And it's 3! Kempes again. Ortiz. For La Rosa. And it was Passerella and put in by Luque. Ortiz being allowed to run. Houseman! Kempes and Halterman between them fouling Trumpitas and given away to La Rosa for Luque. Oh, what finishing!
Well, the reason we showed you that and revived those World Cup memories is because we received this superb book this week, World Cup 78. And it's worth mentioning, I think, because it's got some really fine sporting pictures in it. Our trade here really is in moving pictures, but this is a little appreciation of those press photographers who now give us another slant to the World Cup. And here's my favourite in the book. It's when Mexico are awarded a penalty against Tunisia. The Scottish referee puts the ball on the spot, and just look at that composition as we see it through the Tunisian goalkeeper's legs. It's World Cup 78. It cost £9.95. Now it's back to moving action again, and it's Derby County against Birmingham City. Derby rocked all week by the Tommy Docherty affair, with assistant manager Frank Blunston now looking after the team. Birmingham City still rooted at the bottom. The game covered by ATV. The commentators Hugh Johns. Derby are in white.
Towers, time to turn. Off to Fox. He's trying to touch it down for Tarantini. And Hill gives it back to Fox. Calderwood. Fox. Ball on to Tarantini. That looks good. Gibbons! That's a goal! That's a beauty! John Gibbons, 1-0 Birmingham City, 18 minutes gone. Birmingham City fans applauding that, and I should think Gibbons will go over and have a word with Tarantini as well, because that was a beautiful bit of work by fullback Alberto Tarantini, going deep into the corner, measuring the cross to the far post. And Gibbons knocks it across the face of the goals for his 5th goal for Birmingham City. Hill lofting that ball in for Powell. Daly. Hill. Daly, Hill, made a little space for himself. Good try! No back action from Hill, hardly any back lift. First time ball returned to him, struck it well, brought a good save then from Freeman, going hard to his left. Daly then to Hill. Derby storming back. Daly off on the run, and well cut up by Dillon. Hill robs him. Gallagher's toe poked forward. Powell off to Langan. Now, Buckley left it. Both Derby fullbacks playing the same side of the park then. Tarantini. Dennis. Oh! Oh, that was so close for Jerry Daly. But quite honestly, it all started with Tarantini playing the ball out rather stupidly when the goalkeeper should have had it. Dennis in a little bit of problems. Knocked it back and very nearly gifted a chance today. And away off the top of Daniel's head for a corner. Unlucky Peter Daniel. Birmingham City with just this thin one-goal lead. If they are going to pick up their first win of the season, you feel that they really require another goal to strengthen their hold on the game. There's the cross. Big long ball. And there's the equaliser for Jerry Daly. Yes. Tarantini stretched out. The long ball belted long up the field. Tarantini knocked out in the challenge against the Derby players. Goalkeeper stranded miles from his goal. And Jerry Daly, the easiest goal he'll score this season, surely. Hill now. Ball off to Morland, little nick ball in for Daly. Oh, well saved. Well saved. Neil Freeman, the hero then. That was a lovely little move, though. Hill to Morland, nick ball on to Jerry Daly. First time shot, near post. Freeman reacted beautifully. Here's the corner. Carter whacks it across. Langer. Buckley. May go all the way on his own. Oh, yes! Steve Buckley, what a shot! 24.5 minutes into the second half. Poor Neil Freeman doesn't know now what happened. Derby fans do, though. All that pressure paying off, and Steve Buckley saw his chance from way out as the ball came to him. He went on a run, sidestep one, threw his foot back, and a dramatic goal.
2-1 to Derby, and that's it. Hope you've enjoyed the show. We know at any rate that you enjoy the sight of the ball hitting the back of the net, and today we've had some quality goals for you, not least from the three Bs, Brady, Burns and Buckley.
Thomas, given that away. In fact, they have given it away. A little touch coming to Price. Brady tried to get in there, might still get in there. Brady, that's a beautiful goal!
Armstrong over the ball. Slight readjustment of the placing, and Mickey Burns buries it in the corner.
Langer, Buckley, may go all the way on his own. Oh yes! Steve Buckley, what a shot!